What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Lone Wolf 902, and today I got another gear review for you. This is going to be on the AquaQuest Defender tarp. This particular model is camouflage. It is 10 by 13 feet, and I want to go ahead and string it up because it's raining right now and it is freezing cold. All right, so some of you may recognize this location. This is my bushcraft base camp area, and I chose this location because I haven't been here in a while, for one, and why not? It's cool, right? So I want to go ahead and string this up. Now, I am out doing reviews for the better part of today. It's kind of review day. So I already have a Ridgeline strung up here, as I've done a review on a tarp just before this video. So I want to go ahead and string it up on this continuous Ridgeline. I have prusik loops already tied. I got one right here, I got another here, and another down there, all over the place. So going to string up the AquaQuest tarp and get it guyed out in a normal configuration. Like I said, this is 10 by 13, so we'll do 13 feet long and 10 feet out. And I should have mentioned it is a square cut tarp, so it doesn't have catenary cuts down on the guyout points. It's just a big rectangle square cut tarp. So enough talk, let's get this thing set up. Alright guys, so coming inside of the tarp, as you can see, we got it all set up, and just in the nick of time, because here comes the rain again. It's kind of off and on today, but this tarp, I have not used this in probably a month, and I gotta say, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm really glad I got to get it out today. So this tarp, as I mentioned, is 10 by 13, so we got 10 wide, 13 long. The stitching on this tarp is excellent. Very, very nice. It's got large reinforced panels down along on the sides. All the corners are really reinforced stitching. Very, very nice on the webbing. Everything. It's got super, super good seam taping all along the ridge. And this tarp does have two ridge lines, I should mention. It has a main ridge, and then it has a half ridge at that 13-foot section, so halfway in between the lengthwise. On this long side of the tarp, there's a secondary ridge, which I'll show you guys later on. But excellent shelter, excellent. Camouflage color, it blends in quite well, which is why I got the camera set up a little farther now, so you can kind of see the pattern, how it blends. It works really well for those who just want to blend in, camping, hunting, whatever you guys got in mind. Very, very nice. So I use this tarp a lot when I'm hammock camping, and you guys have probably seen it if you jump on my Instagram and the older videos. You'll see me hammock camping with this a lot, and the reason why I love it is because it blends so well. It doesn't stand out. It's not like a bright yellow tarp that says, hey, I'm over here. It's just a nice kind of subtle camouflage tarp. Works really well. So going ahead and coming into the side of the tarp, like I was just mentioning, has two ridge lines. It has the main ridge up top. Here you can see the secondary ridge. So this secondary ridge is made from a really nice thick webbing. It's actually the identical webbing that's used for all these tie-outs. As you can see, this ridge continues into the tie-out. So this ridge goes all the way up to the middle, all the way down the other side. So if you do want to turn the tarp and pitch it the other way, it gives you a very, very nice reinforced ridge line. On this ridge line, we have one tie out here, so you can go ahead and hike the tarp out. And the reason why I pitched this really nice and loose is so I can show that. You pull this, and it gives you ample room, lots more room inside. So there's one loop here, there's one at the top, and there's one at the exact same spot on the other side of the tarp. So while we're talking about the guyouts and the little tabs here that you can guy out from, talk about how many we got going on here. So like I mentioned, we have 1, 2, 3 on the top of the tarp on the secondary ridge. So there's 3. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each side of the tarp. So that's 5, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, if I'm correct. 19 Guyout loops on this guy. That's a lot. That's a lot of options. Now typically when I pitch this tarp, I don't usually pitch it as an open tarp. I pretty much always pitch it with the doors shut. So what I'll do is, and it's getting windy right now, what I'll do is instead of tying it off here, I'll actually come down to this tab here and I'll hook it there to the ground, and then I'll fold this entire flap in like a door. And I'll bring it right down to the ground, and then I'll go ahead and come over here. Once I got the tarp pitched down to the ground and the door shut, I'll go ahead and guide this loop out to a tree, and that really helps open up the tarp. There's just a huge amount of room, works very, very, very well. So coming inside of the tarp, like I was saying, if I pitch this with the doors closed, I'm not going to do that configuration today just because I got a lot on the go right now. And you guys can go back through my older videos and on my Instagram and you can see this thing with the doors shut. It's a pretty common setup. I mean, most tarps you can go ahead and tie to a different tie out, close the doors, very, very straightforward. But one thing I do want to show you guys in this video is I'm underneath the secondary ridge right now. The loop is right about here, I want to say, and right about here. So I'm going to go outside of the tarp on this side, and I'm going to pull that tab out just to show you how much more room there really is, because right now it's just set up basic tarp, pitched really loose, and I just want to show you guys that when you pull this, you can see the wind's already starting to pull it out. When you pull out the side, it really opens up the tarp, so when you're in your hammock, you have a lot more headroom. Instead of the tarp just being like this, it kind of comes out like this and then back down. So I'll go ahead and pull that out real quick. Okay, so I know you probably can't see me, but here we go. Gonna pull on the tab. So that right there, you can see all of this extra room is now available, as opposed to letting it go and it being shut. So that's shut, that's kind of open, being pulled. So I hope that little demonstration of kind of pulling and showing you the openness of the tarp when that's used helped you out a little bit, because essentially that's pretty much what you're doing when you pull on it. It opens the tarp massively. So excellent tarp, AquaQuest 10x13 Defender model. They have many different models of these tarps. They have I think they have a Safari model, correct me if I'm wrong. But if you go on, I got this guy off of Amazon probably about 1.5 years ago, and it's going strong. Awesome, awesome. Now it is a fairly hefty tarp. I think the numbers on this guy, I think this tarp is coming in at 6 pounds. I could be wrong, check the specs on it. This is a 10x13 Defender model. Now 6 pounds, I know it's a heavy, that's why I say 6, because I know it is a heavy tarp, and for some reason 6 pounds just sticks in my head. Being that heavy, I don't have a problem carrying it because of what it offers. It offers 100% waterproof. I've used it in rain. I mean, today we're out, no water, no leakage, nothing coming through. I've had it out in high winds, I've had it out in rain, I've had it out in ice, I've had literally the whole tarp with a crust of ice frozen on top of it. The next morning when I was camping, I had to bang it off and all the shards of ice fell off. No torn stitches anywhere. All the Guyouts points are very, very strong. The seam tape, excellent, holding up very well. And the loads of different pitching options that are available. With all the tie-outs, you could really pitch this in a lot of different configurations. So, like I mentioned in my last tarp review, I really do think that if you guys are just getting started in backpacking or wild camping or bushcraft or whatnot, before you buy any really expensive pieces of gear or all the little knickknacks and stuff, I really encourage you to put your money into a very high quality tarp. Any tarp, doesn't matter the brand, as long as it's a good quality trusted tarp. do that and you will never ever ever regret that decision, because they have so many uses, so many. You can pitch it down on the ground as a tent, you can hang it high as a hammock shelter, you can use it as a drop cloth, you can put it on the ground. I mean, there's so many options you can do with the tarp, and there's so many pitching configurations. So buying a tarp, you're not just buying a Rainfly, you're also buying many different types of tents. Like I already mentioned, a ground sheet, whole bunch of different options. So today I came out doing gear reviews. I had no idea it was going to rain. It was supposed to snow actually, and here we are, rain. So I'm underneath the tarp, nice and dry. Gotta love it, and I really do like it. So I hope this review helped you guys in some way. I know it's not really a totally in-depth review, but I hope it helps you guys. And if you're looking for a camouflage tarp, camouflage printed tarp, or they offer this in, like I said, they offer this in camouflage, a olive drab green with black Guyouts and black Ridgeline, and I think they also offer it in a coyote brown. And here comes the wind right now, you see. Now if I had this little tie out pinned out, I'd still I still have some headroom, right? Let go and comes right in. So that's a great feature too when you're shopping for tarps. Look for those side tie outs so you can really pull the side of the tarp out, because you will never ever 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 have this blow in on your face when those are pulled out. So anyways, I hope this helped you guys out. Like I said, the tarp is available in different color options if you're not feeling this. And I believe there's a 10x7, a 10x10, a 10x13, and then I want to say something like a 14x20, like a gigantic tarp. So I got this guy on Amazon. You can check them out on Amazon or aquaquest.ca, I believe it is. Not totally sure. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. And I'm on to the next review, because today's review day. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.